It's midday right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics. We keep track of the politics in Nigeria and around the world at midday. But let's get started with the headlines. As Osun State prepares for its governorship election in August, political show of force appears to take its toll on the players, recording deaths and casualties, ruling an opposition party trade blames. The Independent National Electoral Commission defends its position to appeal cases that may alter its timetable, says appellate court will provide clarity over trial court judgment inconsistencies. Thanks again for joining us on the program that helps you keep tab with what's playing out in Nigerian politics, especially at midday. And the responsibility I always highlight is simple. We try to find out what has happened the previous night and early this morning and right now, and we'll bring it up to you to make up your mind by informing you what exactly played out. And we can tell you a lot is going on. So I was looking through a few things, and I discovered that the Ekiti State governorship election is barely 10 days from now, where the incumbent is going to be seeking re-election and other people are trying to take that job as well from other political parties. But that of Osun State is still about maybe a month plus from now. In the midst of all of this, INEC is battling with political parties as to issues around their timetable, whether to be altered or not, based on two substantive judgments, one or two of them now being appealed, and the internal wrangling within political parties. So there is a lot of politics playing out. Now, this has sometimes overshadowed the issues of governance, which has to do with national security. But we're not going to lose track of what the essence of politics is. Politicians form political parties to take over government or to form government to govern. And sometimes they govern well, sometimes they fail woefully. Well, our job is to look at it and place all the cards on the table. So let's begin with the aftermath of the recent kidnappings of students and teachers in Oriri local government area of Oyo State, where the House of Assembly has moved to tighten security around the schools across the state. During plenary, lawmakers called for the immediate deployment of Amotekun operatives, the Nigerian police and other security agencies to both public and private schools to prevent further attacks. The motion, sponsored by Oluwafemi Oluwafokomi, highlighted growing insecurity risks facing educational institutions. The House also commended Governor Seyi Makinde for ongoing security efforts, while calling for security audits, public awareness campaigns, school safety drills, and recruitment of additional local government security personnel to reinforce protection across Oyo State education sector. Well, I particularly like that line that had to talk about school safety drills, because I think literally every Nigerian should go through security safety drill right now, given what is playing out, especially those in the rural area and the urban area. So we'd like to see what this school safety drill looks like, because we're familiar with the ones that happen in America when it comes to, people that have lost their mind go to school for this mass shooting that you see in America. Schools, even to elementary schools and secondary schools or higher schools as it is called, look for a way to protect themselves, or at least protect their lives before they get, some level of support from the state. From there, let's talk about the election where the National Electoral Commission, the electoral umpire, INEC, is urging political parties to comply strictly with the 2027 electoral timetable issued by it, while awaiting the outcome of the ongoing court case on the powers of the commission to set electoral timelines for political parties. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amopita made the appeal at a meeting with chairmen and secretaries of political parties in Abuja to assess the level of preparedness for the Ekiti governorship election, which is now 10 days away.
This consultative meeting with leaders of political parties is one of those forums that enable the electoral umpire and leaders of political parties to x-ray preparations for the Ekiti governorship election, which is coming up on the 20th of June, and also preparations for the 2027 general elections.
It is my distinct
pleasure. The INEC chairman leads the deliberations, giving updates of preparation for the forthcoming Ekiti State governorship election.
Our logistics arrangements, election technology, deployment, training of electoral officers, and stakeholders' engagement are all proceeding according to schedules. We remain committed to the simultaneous opening of all the 2,445 polling units across the 16 local government areas of Ekiti State at 8:30 a.m. on election day.
Away from preparations for the Ekiti election, the INEC chairman speaks on some recent judicial pronouncements regarding the powers of the commission to set timelines for electoral activities.
The court questioned certain timelines contained in the commission's timetable and schedule of activities for the 2027 general election. In view of the different conclusions reached in the judgment, and in order to ensure certainty and stability in the preparation for the 2027 general election, the Commission has filed appeals against the decisions and has taken necessary legal steps to obtain authoritative pronouncement from the appellate courts.
While the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council is raising concerns over some clauses in the 2026 Electoral Act, some commend the electoral umpire for its commitment to the rule of law.
Political parties encountered unprecedented difficulties in conducting primaries for the offices of the president, the governor, senator, member of the House of Representatives, and member of the State House of Assembly. These challenges arose largely from the restrictive provisions of Section 84, subsection 2 of the Electoral Act 2026, which limited parties to either consensus or direct primaries, effectively eliminating the option of indirect primaries.
We are happy that the INEC chairman reiterated their commitment to the rule of law, their commitment to respecting parties irrespective of their internal affairs and so on. We are not doubting their competence and commitment to the rule of law and to independence of the political party, particularly as it affects their internal affairs, which you so decided during all processes.
INEC is hoping that the forthcoming governorship elections in Ekiti and Osun states will be a good springboard for the Commission to get the 2027 general election right.
Now, this is Ekiti election is 10 days away. That's next week, Saturday, June the 20th. Well, for Osun State, the election is over a month away or so. But it looks like there's trouble already and there are concerns. And it's not today started. While some parts of Osogbo, the Osun State capital, were thrown into chaos following a reported shooting by suspected hoodlums, which led to some persons sustaining life-threatening injuries. Governor Ademola Adeleke condemned the incident and called for the intervention of security agencies while addressing a press conference. The governor alleged that the chieftains of the State All Progressives Congress were behind the incident. Meanwhile, the APC stakeholders in the state have debunked the allegation, accusing the governor and members of his party of attacking an APC convoy returning from a political rally.
With ambo cars, vehicle, they were shooting everywhere and all that. Some people are in the hospital here now. We just saw one baba. Now we are not going to it again. And this part of it. Another testimony. And I thank God for your life. Because you are a chairman of an accord. And we are saying that we are doing democracy. Is it democracy by killing people? If the people say they don't want you, they don't want you. Is it going to be by force?
Well, that's the governor. I think the doctor or the medical director of that particular hospital also gave a remark that is very concerning. Also, the APC reacted to some of the allegations leveled against them. Let's take a listen to both of them.
Thing that is of concern to us is the security threats in our community. This is becoming very incessant. This is becoming unbearable. Even to those of us who are health workers, we are very, very perplexed and worried, because if you are to take care of people, and at this level, we are threatened for taking care of people's life. I think we need to look inwards and get these perpetrators and bring them to book.
We call on Nigerians, we call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the head of security operatives to come to our aid. This morning, a branded vehicle of our candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ibamji, was passing through Ode. They attacked the occupant of the vehicle, they vandalized the vehicle, and the process crisis ensued. You'd also recollect that today we had our rally in Ile-Ife. Several of our members were attacked by thugs loyal to Governor Adeleke.
That is the conversation we're about to have. The issue around the Osun State. Political, I call it maybe political show of force, but it gets very disturbing and unacceptable when it now turns into a bloodbath and the elections are not even here. No one should die because of election. It's not acceptable. Let's bring in Mr. Bamidele Salam. Is the campaign manager for the governor. They call it the Imole Campaign Media Imole Media Campaign Media is the chairman of that Imole Campaign Media. Mr. Salam, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good to see you, sir. I will also have the Abiodun Ojelabi, is the Osun State Public Relations Officer. Honorable Salam, just for a moment, sir, let me just get an insight from the commissioner, from the PPR of the police, and then I'll come to you for a moment, sir, if you don't mind.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Jalabi, let's begin with you. Tell us exactly what has played out, because, you know, when it comes to politics, the same event with different versions of narrative based on who you're listening to. But what is the police? What did the police hear? What did the police see? What does the police know? And what is the police reporting and investigating?
Okay, thank you very much. Though I'm struggling to hear you, but I have to manage. Yesterday, we experienced something we least expect in the state, where there were shootings in about 2-3 parts of the state. And immediately we got the information. The Commissioner of Police deployed the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of operations to move to the scene. Although on getting to the scene, we met those people fleeing the scene, the perpetrators. We were on their chase, so we lost contact with them. And some of our men stayed back to take the victims to hospital, and they are responding to treatment. Immediately the incident occurred, under the Commissioner of Police, we had an emergency management meeting, and we re-strategized that yesterday. As at 7 p.m., our men, based on intelligence, discover one of the hideouts. When yesterday, we struck in that hideout. Although we didn't have any arrests made, we were able to recover 2 guns and other weapons in the scene. We are still on the trail of those people that perpetrated that act, because it is a dastardly act. And the Commissioner of Police has also met with the heads of violent crime units, and has given them a marching order to make sure that those people behind this act, those people that perpetrated this act, and their sponsors, regardless of political parties, regardless of status in the state or society, that they should be brought to book. And since then, the violent crime units, comprising of about 7 sections, they are all they are out gathering intelligence, and also to see that justice is served to the innocent people that were hit by these bullets.
So that we're clear, we heard about casualties. Are there deaths recorded, or people are just seriously injured? In case I missed that part from what you said.
Actually, as I said, I'm struggling to hear you. Though no life is lost presently, people critically injured, that I can confirm, and they are responding well to treatment.
So who did they say, who, from the report you have, I know sometimes there's preliminary, the Honorable is waiting for, when I'm done with your conversation, I'll get to him. So the report you have, but can you, let me establish, can you hear me clearly now? Because I'm literally screaming so you can get my words. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's better now. Sorry,
All
I'm
right.
stressing you.
All right, no, it's my job. You're my guest, so I'll do all I can to make sure you hear me. Now, let's say, what did you hear? What triggered? Because we're reading report, as I said, you know, when things like this happen and it's political, you have different version of the same event. We understand that they were campaigning um, in Ile-Ife, led by an honorable member, Bimbola. Then there was a tearing of a poster of one of the candidates. I'm not sure which of the candidates. And then fracas ensued, and then this blame game started. Who triggered this fracas, from what you know?
Well, based on the information we have, we are made to understand that the whole saga started in Ife. Investigation is in to as who triggered the chaos. Nevertheless, based on videos and pictures provided, which has been subjected to analysis to know if that actually what happened that yesterday, or maybe it's another video, we are still on it to analyze those videos and come up our decision.
All right, so just last question before I let you go, PRO. The governor had complained, I think in one of his pressers, that the CP is not supportive. He said he doesn't know what's going on with the CP. The CP is not supportive in ensuring the state is safe. Perhaps he's looking for another CP that he can work with. What does the police have to respond with that, concerning that?
Well, in terms, as the governor has said, that the CP is not supporting, I watched that clip yesterday and I was waiting to hear more details because that statement is ambiguous, which needs clarification. We are in election period and we are being careful. But nevertheless, we are not joking with the security of the state. Those people that were hit yesterday are innocent. They can be my siblings, my. So there is no way we'll be joking with security of the state. In terms of what the governor said that the state is not supporting. I think clarity has to.
I think my apologies.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, but the network is bad. But we're going to have this conversation a lot more. The elections are coming. Abiodun Ojelabi is the Osun State Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Police. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program. I appreciate it. Let's now shift gear to Bamidele Salam. Honorable Bamidele Salam is the Mole Campaign Media Chairman. Sir, thank you so much for staying with us. I don't know whether you were able to pick a thing or two from what the PRO has said, and if you would love to react to it.
Yeah.
But in addition,
I heard him. I heard him very well. Yes.
In addition to your reaction to one of the things or some of the things he said, what really happened from your own vantage point?
All right. Thank you very much. What happened was that the All Progressive Congress was having a campaign in Ile-Ife yesterday. They were having a road show. And in the course of the road show, members of that political party and hired thugs began to destroy campaign materials of the Accord that they found along the route, destroying billboards, tearing posters, harassing persons who have one thing or the other to indicate that they are supporters of the Accord. People wearing this kind of a cap that I'm wearing or wearing a T-shirt. They shot 2 persons in Ile-Ife yesterday in the course of that road show. And then they began to move from Ile-Ife to Osogbo in a convoy of buses, which we have on tape. I'm happy that the PPRO alluded to that in his statement now. There are video recording of the convoy with the branded buses of the All Progressive Congress candidates, where thugs were seen wielding rifles, carrying guns, and shooting at innocent persons. So on the way to Osogbo, they got to Owodiede. Owodiede is the hometown of the governor. There is a market on that right there on the road, and they met some of these motorcycle riders also wearing the same hat, the Accord hat, and shot at 3 of them right there in Owodiede yesterday. One of them was shot several times on the body. One was shot on the leg. One was shot on the belly, and then they moved on to Osogbo.
Honorable. Oh dear.
The state capital, where the same, it's not an isolated case. You will recall also that it started a few weeks ago with Accord and the Senator Ademola Adeleke's party all throughout many parts of Osun, which was promptly reported to the Nigerian police, reported to the DSS, reported to the civil defense, and of which no single arrest has been made up till date. Also, recall that about a week ago, the chairman of the Accord in Osogbo local government, popularly called Baba Islam, was shot in the belly by men who were riding on motorcycles, who are also strongly believed to be agents of the All Progressive Congress. So this is a trend. This is something that the APC had been doing in a manner that suggests that they were panicky and they are attempting to subject the people of Osun State to their own will. They want to scare the people. They want to scare the voters. And it is unfortunate that something like this will happen yesterday in broad daylight. And the police will come on air and say they tracked them and eventually lost track of them. They found a hideout later in the day. They couldn't find anyone to arrest. In Osogbo, how big is Osogbo, for God's sake? And this is the state capital where the police have a number of checkpoints in several parts of the state capital. And as we speak till now, no single arrest has been made. Victims are there in the hospital. Some of them, we're just praying that they will survive, the gunshot attack. So it is clear that these perpetrators are thugs and supporters of the All Progressive Congress, and the victims that have been targeted are supporters of the Accord. And we have consistently asked that the police behave in a professional manner. It is untoward. It beats imagination that something like this will happen, and the police will not be able to effect any arrest. They will not be able to arrest. But this captured on video, like I said, the video is there. The PPRO said they are subjecting the video to forensic examination to know whether it was something that happened in the past or something that happened. Whenever it happened, you have a video showing people wielding guns. You have a video showing people shooting at other persons. For God's sake, go after these criminals. You are Nigerian police force. You are not APC police force. You are being funded by taxpayers' money, and you are meant to protect the lives and property of innocent members of the public.
Honorable, let me play, if my producer, the second track we played of the doctor and the other gentleman, I can't remember. I know him, but I can't remember his name.
If my producer the chairman of the Accord in Osogbo local government that was shot.
Yes.
A few days ago.
Honorable, just a moment. I don't know whether you can hear, but my producer is going to play a track of the APC response. I want to ask a question within the time we have. If my producer can play that track.
We call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the head of security operatives to come to our aid. This morning, a branded vehicle of our candidate, Ashwaju Bola Ibamji, was passing through Odiede. They attacked the occupant of the vehicle, they vandalized the vehicle, and the process crisis ensued. You'll also recollect that today we had our rally in Ile-Ife. Several of our members were attacked by thugs loyal to Governor Adeleke.
Honorable, who do we now believe? They are saying you guys are responsible.
Unfortunately, it's not even difficult to say. I mean, let them produce only one person who is either a member or a supporter of the APC who is a victim of any of the gunshots. I mean, it's very clear. Remi Omawaye likes to come on air to tell lies, to deflect issues. Let them produce only one billboard of the APC that was destroyed. Only one victim of any gunshot. I mean, all the persons who are critically lying in hospitals are supporters and members of the Accord. They are persons who had the insignia of the party on them. They are persons who are known. The chairman of the Accord in Osogbo local government is the man you saw in the hospital. How will it be that it was the accord that was unleashing violence and there will be no single victim of the APC? So that was balderdash. It was a lie. It was deflective, and it's so unfortunate that people who want to assume office as leaders of this country can descend so low to be telling Biafran's lies on national television.
Honorable, besides Remi's comment, and we've been following. Why? I'm sure it's not such a. Permit me, please. It's not such a rich state in the context of comparative analytics by all standards. In terms of, you know what I mean, the money bags of these rivers and the Lagos and the Abujas. But it has its own unique, offerings for the citizens and Nigerians. Why is there so much violence in Osun politics? Why?
Unfortunately, it is because some people do not want to play by the rules. They have seen the handwriting of the wall. You will recall in the last couple of days, major principal actors of the APC have resigned from the party, reported by every national daily, and they are on their way to their court. They are under pressure. They are under tension. They are desperate. And they have been saying this not only, by their conduct, even by their words, saying that they have federal might, they have the security forces behind them, they have all it takes to rig election, to oppress people. They are just desperate. They are just under pressure. They know that this election, one man, one vote, they will not come close to winning the election. And that is why you see all these, brazen, attack on people, very unfortunate. And so that is why we are calling on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to wade in and, number one, give a stern instruction to security agents to be impartial and to be professional. Do your work. Criminality has no tribe, has no political party. Anyone who commits a crime must be apprehended and must be made to face the law. And of course, the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, who is from Osun and who is perceived very rightly to be the person who is giving this unlawful instruction to the police, needs to be called to order. We don't want our state to be turned into a battlefield. We don't want the blood of innocent people to be spilled on account of an upcoming election. Let everyone subject himself to the law.
All right, but we're totally out of time. We're going to keep watch on Osun State.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Bamidele Salam, Imole Campaign Media Chairman. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
That's it on the program. Thanks for your time and company. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma. Bye-bye.